Yeah, we were still a kid back then.
Probably.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to Ask Apple. I am very honored and very privileged for today's episode because I'm with our regional director, registered migration agent, and a qualified education agent counselor, and our very supportive boss, Boss James.
Hi.
How's your flight, boss, here going to the Philippines?
It was great. It was great. A short 4-hour flight from where I come from.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
from
nice.
where I'm based at.
Oh, okay. How do you find the hospitality of the Filipinos so
Oh,
far?
beautiful. They love to sing. They love the food. They love to party. Great talents.
Great talents. How many times have you been here in the Philippines?
I've probably done about 20 trips so far.
You've been in Manila only, boss, or other
I've traveled out
cities?
of Manila. Beautiful dive sites. Anilao,
Anilao,
your
yeah.
sardine runs.
How long have you been in the industry or with AUG?
So I've been in the industry as long as I've been with AUG. So it's 20 years now. So I started with AUG and that's the first in this industry.
Yeah. Yeah, we were still a kid back then.
Probably. I'm a senior
Okay,
now.
yeah.
I'm still very young.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
young, boss. Yeah, we all look young here. Okay, so can you tell us about how and when AUG started?
AUG started in 1995. Our first branch was in Melbourne, and shortly after that, in the same year, we opened up in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Ooh.
The founder saw the needs to support international students back then, when international student was very new. It was a very unknown product,
Yeah.
of studying overseas.
Yeah.
So that was when there wasn't digital, there wasn't online, there
Yeah.
wasn't YouTube videos, there's no Google search, everything was done very manual. It was the days where we rely on the fax machines,
Yeah.
and communication overseas was very expensive, and the industry needed a provider like us, AUG, to be able to support the student transition overseas.
Oh, so we do have different offices, boss, right? In different countries, we have Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and the Philippines. No, how do you actually determine? Because we have a lot of offices. How do you determine if we have to open up one office in one country?
Okay. Traditionally, AUG grows with a team, with
Yeah.
the talent we have internally. But the essence behind that is also to be able to support the students that we have.
Yeah.
So with international and global mobility, it's not just about sending a student to Australia, for example, or to Malaysia, for example, or to Singapore, for example,
Yeah.
but it's able to be joining them that journey of education when they're studying there overseas, and to be able to be ready to be able to provide them the support system and the support that they need. So Philippine students from Manila here, if they decide to study in Perth, when they arrive in Perth, our AUG Perth team is ready to support and meet and greet,
Yeah.
as well as students from all our network, and to be able to provide them with guidance. Sometimes after they've studied their bachelor degree, they may want to do a master's degree.
Yeah.
The office is there. Students who have already completed their studies may want to apply for various visas.
Yes.
And we then have got migration agents who are based in Australia,
Yeah.
to be able to support them with visas and migration inquiries. It's a one-stop shop that we like. We like to be able to give them that A to Z service, and we like to walk that journey with them. We like to be able to attend their graduation, to see them graduate when they're in Australia. And I think being part of that success journey
Yeah.
speaks a lot, and that's how our parents and students keep coming back with recommendations and referrals to friends and relatives.
Actually, more on about the great service that AUG is offering to our students, and it's only for free, boss,
Yes,
right?
correct.
From the application counseling up until the visa, up until you say when they go to Australia already, and then they are there for bank or anything that they need. We are there to actually support them. I actually believe that for example, here in the Philippines team, we actually treat each other as family. So how do you actually cultivate that kind of culture in AUG in the global perspective?
I think it's about the onboarding of talent to AUG. The counselors that we look for,
Yeah.
people who are really passionate about the education industry. They believe that education is lifelong learning. Each of them learn on a daily basis. They are ready to explore challenges and face adversity. They understand that it may be a round-the-clock requirement in
Yes.
answering to students' questions. So I think it's about identifying that talent, people who really understand what service is all about, people who are really passionate, and people who want to help people and to improve and to be better people out of education.
So the counselors are well trained, and also they have the passion and the potential.
Yes.
So those are the talents of AUG.
Yep. And I think they want to explore the world, they want to see the world.
Yeah.
They love to travel,
Yeah.
and that's where they meet people. So they're
Yeah.
very people friendly.
What do you think, boss, is, you mentioned already that the talents of AUG are very friendly, people person, but what do you think makes AUG exceptional?
There are a few points that you can really look at it from. As you mentioned earlier, there's this global network to begin off with. So you know that it's an established company. You know that we have got a whole range of universities that we represent. And more importantly, it's what's best for the student. So that global network and that global inventory, we call it, or that global agreements that we have, basically is offering choices to students. Some other providers or advisors may not have that many universities. So their advice are going to be very much limited than what we have. That global network is able to also provide the student when they are overseas, as I mentioned. But I think it's also, the second is that diversified point of resources and services. It's no longer just counseling and advice, but the support services that we work with and the partners that we work with banks and insurance companies and migration lawyers and property agents and all that, means that the student has got everything just at that one stop. So it's very comprehensive, very fulfilled. Thirdly, I think it's the team, as I mentioned, we also spoke about that just now, is the talent. The team at AUG are family, and they are very senior in the industry. We have got counselors who have been with us for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years. So they're very experienced. They've seen how education has transformed. And they've been through all the different challenges, and basically I think it has reached a stage whereby you can ask them a question, even though it's very, very new, they're able to get you the right answer in a matter of time.
Okay. So also this one is an additional question, boss. So may I know, boss, why are you passionate in terms of this education industry? Are you yourself also an international student before?
Yes. So I was once an international student. I know how difficult it was, because when I went to university, as I said, there wasn't Google, there wasn't online, there wasn't all these videos for you to... So you really go through it yourself, you explore it yourself, and it's unlike today, whereby you just need to key in a destination and Google tells you which bus to take and where to take it. Last time, you pull up timetables and bus schedules and train schedules, and you have to match one by one. So I came from that school whereby it was a lot to learn. We were thrown right in the deep end, and we're all by ourselves. So I then believe that students should not need to go through those hardships. And as I said, a lot of us all believe that we are passionate about the industry because it's a very interesting industry. It changes lives. It touches people's life, and it's not one person, it's the entire family. And it's a huge investment. And we take it seriously. And because of that, that's why not only me, but there are a lot of my other colleagues who have been with us for that period of time. I may be here for 20 years already, but we do have colleagues who have been with the company ever since it started. The first 2 staff that started with us in 1995 are still with us today.
Yes. Actually, you mentioned that I can't just believe because growing up I already have the internet, the phones and everything, but I cannot actually imagine how hard it is when you are actually looking for schools, for international schools, and how the visa works or how the application works, something like that. So I guess we are blessed right now for for our
Yes, it
generation. I
is.
guess I
It
can
is.
say.
When
Yeah.
when when I wanted to inquire about university, when agencies doesn't exist,
Yeah.
I had to request for brochures
Yeah.
from the university, and it takes about 3 weeks to arrive via mail.
Para mail, yeah.
Yes. So
So,
today, it's everything is online, or it's
yes.
available by visiting us.
Can you tell something for our Filipino students or your message for our Filipino students?
Sure. I think education is lifelong learning. If you have the opportunity to be overseas, especially, I think it's a challenge that you need to take it up. It's, of course, not a cheap investment, and we here don't take it lightly. And there are opportunities and there are ways to be able to manage those funds, whether it's via scholarships, financial assistance, part-time work. There are opportunities available out there. The journey is an interesting one. Don't miss it. If you ever are considering, come and speak to us, come and speak to the friendly team here, and hear them out. And who knows, your dream may then become a reality. So, all the best.